Alright, so it's Wednesday, July 29th, 2015, and this is a topic that I would like to talk about because it is something that bothers me, and I'm sure I'm not alone, so I figured why not talk about it. I would like to talk about what it's like shopping as a trans guy. Being transgender, you experience things a little differently. And shopping for clothing is one of them. It's certainly a special experience. It's different. It's stressful. I don't like it. It's not fun. Especially, maybe it'll be fun eventually, but being where I am in my transition right now, it's stressful. And and I think especially people that are like pre-T and, pre-estrogen, I'm not gonna, people that are, like male to female, people that are transgender, just shopping for clothes of the opposite gender, for shopping for the gender that you identify as, is just an extraordinarily stressful situation. And I can't speak to anyone else's experiences, but, I think, at least for trans men, maybe this goes across the board, but I'll just, speak for me. So for me personally, one of the most annoying things, I think, is that I feel that there are, I don't know. It's annoying because I definitely feel like I have to be wearing certain clothing in order to go clothing shopping. I have to be wearing my binder. That's for sure. I feel like if I'm just out and about and I want to go shopping, I really need to go buy this. If I'm not wearing my binder, I can't really go shopping. Because if I'm just wearing a sports bra or something, I know that whatever clothes I'm going to try on, they're not going to fit the way that I need them to do. And I'm not in a place where I wear my binder every single day, but usually if I'm going out or something like that or whatever, I'll wear my binder. So if I'm going to be trying on clothes or whatever, I'm going to need to see what it looks like. That also goes with other areas that also need to be present when you're shopping. And I'm not going to get into the details because that's very personal, but it's just you need to be equipped with all the pieces of you when you go shopping, and it's just frustrating because it's I wish I could just go shopping and try clothes on and not have to worry about is everything in place? Is everything where it needs to be? Is my chest flat enough? Does this shirt fit me the way that I want it to? And that's another frustrating thing is even wearing a binder in the first place is frustrating as fuck, because it's the fact that I even have a chest is frustrating, but then it's today I was trying on clothes and it was just frustrating because there were some shirts that looked really good on me, but then there was a couple shirts that were a little too tight, and it just looked I don't know, it almost looked like I had a side chest going on, and it's just frustrating because it's I don't know, it's just really frustrating to go shopping and find clothes that don't look good on you and fit your body the way that you'd like them to. And another thing that it makes me really uncomfortable is dressing rooms. I literally try to avoid stores where I know that there are dressing room attendants, stores at the mall. I try to avoid stores like that because I only shop in the men's section. So I try to stay away from places like maybe Express or American Eagle or places like that where I know that I'm going to have to hand my clothes to someone, because it makes me kind of a little embarrassed and uncomfortable to be here's all my man clothes. You know what I mean? I've gotten over it and I've done it before. I love shopping at American Eagle. That's where I get all my jeans and stuff. And I'll get over it, obviously, especially as I pass more, it won't be an issue. but like it's something that I'm very conscious of, and it makes me extremely uncomfortable. I would much rather go somewhere like Kohl's, or sometimes there aren't even people at like Target that are like monitoring you, where I can just grab a shit ton of stuff and traipse into the dressing room and try clothes on. I mean, with that being said, there are also times that I feel very uncomfortable even looking around in the men's section because I feel like I'm being judged, or I'll just be really self-conscious and be like, just having, are people reading me wrong? Like, how are people looking at me? Do they think I look like a girl? Is my face too feminine? Whatever. It's just a very stressful situation, and I feel like shopping for clothes should not be a time where you're like feeling bad about yourself. It should be a time where you're just literally looking for clothes to adorn your body, not checking in if people are judging you and if you're gonna be outed as a transgender person. Another thing, I'm I don't know that curvy would be the right word. We'll say curvy. I think that's kind of a feminine way of describing my body, but who gives a shit, because words aren't gendered anyway. So, curvy. I've got some hips. I have some hips. So shopping for pants is kind of an issue, because I'm not going to say my pant size. It doesn't matter, but that's really frustrating to have bigger hips and to try and find the the proper size between men's and women's pants, and to not feel discouraged about the size of my pants, especially with like my eating disorder history and stuff, and to not be like, oh, you're so fucking fat and gross. That's hard to stay positive and not get down on my body when I'm shopping, and it's just hard to stay positive, and especially to not think, oh, well, if you were born a guy, then you wouldn't have such big hips, or if you were this or you were that, then this wouldn't be an issue. Like, that's hard to stop the negative self-talk and like to stop that in its tracks, because that's really easy to just like go down the road of like, if you were this, then you wouldn't have this as an issue. And I have to remind myself that like I am on testosterone, and eventually my fat will distribute, and hopefully my hips will not be as prominent as they are now. But it's just like these little things happen like when I'm shopping for clothes that like just make me feel bad about myself. And it's just like a constant reminder of who I am as a person. It's a constant reminder of my transgender identity. And, it's just really frustrating, because it's just like there's so much privilege in the cisgender world that I don't think people realize that they have. This is something that they will never have to worry about. And I'm not mad. I'm not angry. I'm not anything at cisgender people. It is what it is. It's the world that we live in, that most people are cis, and that's, it is what it is. But it's just really frustrating that shopping is such a stressful situation for me, and that it can make me feel so terrible about myself when, I don't know, it really shouldn't be a big deal. And then, like, add in the fact that there are, like, things that I don't even know about that I feel like as a guy that I should. Like, or items of clothing that, like, I should own that I don't yet. Like, I don't know how to tie a tie. I have no idea how to tie a tie. And, like, if you look at pictures of how to tie a tie, it's literally the most confusing thing of life. Like, don't do it, because you're just going to get a headache. It literally makes no sense. I don't own a suit. I don't have dress pants. I have, like, no, I don't. I do not have dress pants. I don't have a dress shirt. So I don't know how to tie a tie. I don't have a suit. I don't have dress pants. I don't have a dress shirt. I don't have dress shoes. There's a lot of things that I don't have, and thinking about those things literally makes me want to rip my face off and start crying, because it just stresses me out. And when am I going to need these things? I don't know, eventually, but I'm going to need them. And so it's just kind of like, it just stresses me out because the time is going to come that it's, and I hope I'll have enough time to like prepare that it's not like, hey, you're going to be going to a wedding, or like, hey, you're going to have to do a scene for a class and you're going to need dress pants and a sport coat, or you're going to need dress shoes, and I'll be like, I don't have any of that. Like, hold up. So I'm working on that. I need to just buy dress shoes because it's so much easier for girls. It's like literally wear high heels or ballet flats, one or the other. But I just feel like men's shoes are just much more confusing than that. It's probably not. So yeah. And one more thing that I will say is being uncomfortable with my body and the expectations of like tucking your shirt into your pants as a guy, again, makes me kind of want to rip my face off because like I'm not comfortable with my body and I've got some, as we've said, curviness. So like that's stressful, like, cause my body is not where I want it to be. So it's just like, I don't want to do that, but like one of my friends told me that it's impolite to like not tuck your shirt in when you go to like a job interview or you're going to address the occasion. So it's just like there's a lot of expectations when it comes to like wearing clothing as a male. And then when you add in like going shopping for clothes and like going to dressing rooms, it's just like a whole big fucking mess. And it's stressful, and it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be, because it's like we wear clothes every day of our lives. And I think it should just be that. It should just be clothing. It shouldn't be this big scary thing. But I feel that for most people, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe this isn't an issue for anyone else and I'm crazy, but I feel that maybe for some other people that this is an issue too. Let me know what you think. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making this up. I don't know. Let me know. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Because, I mean, how can this not be an issue, right? Like, I just feel like it takes a certain amount of balls when you're pre-everything to just, like, walk to the opposite gender section of clothing and be like, I'm going to buy this gender's clothing even though I don't look like this gender. And that takes fucking balls, and congratulations, like, way to go, you did it. But like, that's a scary thing to do. That's a really scary thing to do. And if you can do that with no problem, then I applaud you, and you don't lose a wink of sleep over it, then great. But it stresses me out, and it'll get easier with time. But right now I'm kind of having some trouble. So yeah. Yeah.